call to order the town board. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell? Trustee Ferguson?
Here.
Trustee Stackhouse?
Present.
Trustee Fisher?
Here.
Chairman Neal?
And here. Mr. Bremner, could we have the honor of you leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Chairman, don't you want to change that nameplate up there?
Oh, sure.
Yes. Probably do that too. I should have said chairwoman. Chairwoman. Yeah.
Okay, are there any agenda changes tonight? Hearing none, is there a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ferguson?
Aye.
Trustee Stackhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 5, any citizens' comments this evening?
Keep your eyes open up because we're gonna have beauty living in the city before long.
Yes, we.
We got started today.
Whew, yes, you did. I'll be talking more about that in my report. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 6, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held April 21st, 2026 at 6:00 p.m. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ferguson?
Aye.
Trustee Stackhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 7, authorized bills for payment. Trustee Fisher.
Yeah, after a conversation with the supervisor this afternoon, I'd ask for approval to pay the bills in the total amount of $187,385.03.
Yes, sir. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. Any discussion? Just for a note, Sandra left us a, actually, oh, here it is. And she just wanted to make mention that the March financials discrepancy of $247.06 is due to the IMRF employee retroactively added to their system that was split. So that's what was with the limit there. But I just realized that's what we're talking about April's now, but as long as we have that in the notes. So if there's nothing else, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ferguson?
Aye.
Trustee Stackhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 8 is a motion to receive and place on file the 2025 Zion Township Annual Financial Report. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. So the actual financial report is the last page of that document. The financial report has been on file with the clerk since our annual meeting. But the booklet that you have is our yearly annual report that really showcases everything that we accomplished this year and breaks down all of the different pieces, including our services report. So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Ferguson?
Aye.
Trustee Stackhouse?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 9 is CEJA grant updates. We are on track and everything is going smooth with that process, so. Okay. So, moving right on to item 10, assessor's report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tax bills have been issued and the first installment is due June the 6th. Just wanted to share that the tax rate for the District 3 decreased by 21% to 10.48, and the rate for District 6, District 6 decreased by 12% to 10.4. Or is that backwards? That's backwards. Sorry. District 6 decreased by 21%. District 3 decreased by 12%. There's no fee to pay by e-check, online, or by phone. For more information, please call the Lake County Treasurer's Office or check out their website for more information for payment. As always, we have handouts explaining the tax bill calculation for your review. There are some back in the vestibule on the wall, on the wall here. And, we just want to make sure that you understand that. And if you have any questions, give us a call. In the community, we'd ask that you visit us on Facebook and Instagram for more PTT property tax tips. And our office will be closed on Monday, May 25th for Memorial Day. That's it.
Any questions or anything? Assessor Davis?
I was gonna ask if you've been receiving calls now that tax bills are out.
Yeah, the first week we did, and it was a lot, but we were able to explain things to people. Some people just really, we found, didn't know how to read a bill and didn't know where to see, any changes in the bill and what to look for. So just education, more education, and that kind of thing. But it's been quiet ever since. We haven't had just those first couple of days of the first week. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's been good.
We've been getting a little bit of social media chatter. Some folks are happy that their bills are down, others are seeing it go up. And I know that there's a lot of different inputs that can, impact that in terms of different exemptions and statuses and
Correct.
And whatnot. So
That's correct. You're absolutely right. And we've explained those things to them, if they call and things like that. So
cool.
Yep.
Great work.
So if anybody has questions, they can call your office and you'll explain.
Yep, they can call, they can come. We'll let them know. We even have visuals.
I'm sure you do. Awesome, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, supervisor's report. A few standard things. We've got the Zion Quarterly that came out the first week of April. The next one will be the first week of July. Looking forward to that. And then our summer work program is off and running. We have doing more interviews today. The goal is 40 positions to be filled. And we again have Rod Henry, Charday Bone, and Lisa Bowers to mentor the kids this summer, so we're looking forward to that. Again, we're gonna be doing a 7-week program. They've extended it by a week for us. I'm so grateful for that. And then on top of that, through the high school, the Job Center is also hiring, I believe, 6 youth to work with True Conglomerate to do videotaping and capture stories in the community. So that's a good, it's a foundation, so they're working out the kinks with that. Then Zinnia seeds are available at Zion Township, at the library, at the Park District, and at City Hall. And we're distributing 2,500 packets of seeds. We also have, now I lost my number, but we have a lot of flats of zinnias that are being delivered tomorrow. Pickup is from 3 until 6 o'clock tomorrow for people to pick them up, and then we will begin doing planting on Sheridan Road and the different locations. So one of the things I had to work on this year was because the city turned over all responsibility except for snow and ice of Sheridan Road to the state, worked with the state to get permits to be able to do planting and to do the street art so far. And thanks to Joyce Mason's office, thanks to the staff at IDOT who said, yes, contacting your state representative and having her work with you is a much smartest route you can take. We had the permits in 4 days. It had to go through 5 different divisions for that to happen, so really grateful for that. So now we are waiting for Julie to go and mark all of the locations to make sure that there's nothing that we need to be concerned with. And they started planting this morning. Lou is one of the heads of that team, and they'll be doing it for the next week, hopefully a couple of weeks, to get everything in. So we are also working on the mosaic art that's going to be going in front of City Hall. That's 5 of the planters that zinnias will be in. So we've got Janet Eppers is going to be the foster parent for those flats until the mosaic art can be done and put in place so that we can plant those zinnias. So it's a lot. So I also wanted to share with you, I shared, I think the last meeting, that Willie Brooks was determined to do this line dancing project with the 3 different culture communities, and last night was the summation of that, and we had food and dancing. It was so much fun. Nobody wanted to leave, and so we're intending on doing the dances at Nostalgia Days from 2 until 2:30. So nobody will remember those dances if we don't keep practicing. So the Park District, they're using Shiloh Center for their day camp program, so it's not available. So we're checking with the hotel to see if we can use their parking lot, and we're gonna start doing it in our parking lot on Mondays from 5:30 until 6:30. Anybody that wants to come out. So the dance instructors all said that they would be there, and so if anybody wants to come out and learn these 6 line dances and just have a blast, we'll be there doing that. Give me Monday nights at 5:30. You want to come over with your camera? It's some fun shots. So yeah, it is so fun. So working on that, and then next item, and I'll have it on the agenda for next month. Rebuilding Together. They're working on 3 houses this year. The last Saturday in April, we worked on one. City of Hope was the sponsor. Thank you for that house. But there's 2 others, so I'll be looking to ask for a donation to Rebuilding Together. What we agreed on was that whatever the emergency assistance total was, we would give that for each house. So it'll end up being $1,800 for that. So good news, bad news. Queen bees are in full swing. They went on an architectural boat tour last Thursday. And the bad news is Grace thought she had enough room in the garage, and turned out she didn't, and the heating crate messed up the top of our bus. So, honest mistake, she felt just horrible about it, right? But we brought it over to Collision Solutions, Hal Davis, and he's working on a quote for us. So, so yeah, that was the first major accident with that, but it's totally drivable. Nobody was on the bus, so it was good. She was the only one that knew, and she held it together the whole day, and then came back and took care of it after that. So, I already talked about IDOT. LIHEAP, we're still doing LIHEAP applications. We did 10 yesterday. So any resident that comes in from 9 to 11, we are helping to complete those applications for Community Action Partnership. Big Brothers Big Sisters is still looking for bigs to partner with Littles. If you know of anybody that might be interested. Beverly, are you doing that?
I did. I met virtually with my little.
Okay, but you haven't started.
We did, but my little didn't show up.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It is. It's a
still
hard
work-
thing,
It
right?
is.
So,
They've been
but
working out
they're
the
gonna keep working
details.
on that.
Yes.
So, and then the other thing I have for you, and I gave you a flyer, is Illinois Dunes and Garden Club on June 27th is hosting our garden tour. We've got a few houses from Zion that are in the tour, and I gave you each a flyer. If you know of a place where it can be put up, or if you just want to show up yourself, you can share it on social media. Anything you can do to help promote that would be really helpful. And then the last thing I want to share with you is I have been working with Department of Human Services. I've been working with them because with the new rules with food stamps, individuals who do not have children under the age of 14 and they're under the age of 65 and they're not disabled, they have to do 80 hours of something, job training, work, or volunteerism in order to keep their food stamps. And the last I heard from DHS, they have 7,000 Lake County residents that are not gonna be able to receive food stamps because they didn't do the 80 hours. Which, to me, it makes perfect sense, because I was looking up Newton's first law of motion. A body at rest will remain at rest, and a body in motion will continue moving at a constant velocity, unless acted upon by a net external force. And my frustration with this is that people that have not had to do anything forever are now expected to do 80 hours in 1 month, and to me, that would like put me under the covers. I wouldn't be able to like do anything. And so I've been working with Katrina White, who happens to be a Zion resident, and she's in charge of the DHS project. And I shared with her my concern and wondering if there was an opportunity for us to do something in the community. And so the first thing was that individuals that do like 4 hours at the library, 4 hours at a food pantry, how do they like keep track of all of that? And so one of the items that you have is actually a Zion Together sheet that if you come across anybody and they're trying to do that and they're frustrated, they can use that sheet to have each agency just sign one line and turn that in for proof. And so I got that approved from DHS, and they were thrilled with that. And they're actually giving it out as well, so if you come across anyone. So the second thing that I was working on is back in 2018, I worked with Ronell Pipes and Chris Castellanos on this project called Zion Together Local Neighborhood. And with this project, individuals get 5 of their neighbors together, and they become a Zion Together neighborhood by doing a number of things. And you each have a packet, and so the first page, if you turn the first page, we have these, so you have the old neighborhood watch signs that were the burglar. And so the new, this is a Zion Together neighborhood signs, we've got a stack of them down in our basement that are the same size as the neighborhood watch signs that North Shore Gas paid for back in 2018 that we would love to be able to promote. So the second page is an invitation that the individual would fill this out and bring it in and make copies to go and bring to their neighbors. And so inviting them, figuring out like it just, and this is for everybody, right? Not just people with food stamps. So Colette, I know you know a number of your neighbors pretty well, but to have an evening where you pick a date and have everybody come over and you become a Zion Together neighborhood. The next page is a roster for everybody so that you have each other's contact information, because most of the time we don't have our neighbors' contact information. And then, so you pass that around at the meeting, and then the next page is the directions. So the first step is everybody goes around and shares who you are, how long you've lived in Zion, one fun fact about you, and what you love about Zion. And then once everybody does that and they pass around the roster, then they go to the next page and they have to choose 8 things that they will do as a neighborhood in order to become a Zion Together neighborhood. And we have 55 different things that they could choose from. And so like they can knock out 3 at once. If they go to the concert in the park, they bring food to share and they dance. Those are each 3 separate ones, so they can knock those out easily. But there's helping their neighbors, there's everybody going to the library and getting a library card together, there's making a police officer smile. My neighborhood, somebody brought a dozen donuts, so we called the police and we gave the cop the donuts, and so then we did a group picture, and it was just a lot of fun. And so once they do that, they turn in the roster, they turn in pictures proving that they did the 8 things. We've got the signs that they would each get, and we have Zion Together t-shirts as well that everybody would get. And like I said, we launched this in 2018. The reason it didn't work is because even Ronell and Chris were too afraid of rejection from their neighbors. They couldn't go and ask their neighbors to do this. And now this was pre-COVID, so now we're post-COVID. People are even more gun-shy of talking to other people. And so my thought around it was that individuals that are at risk, because if they lose their food stamps, they lose it for the 3 months. If they don't do the 80 hours in a month, they lose it for 3 years, I'm told. They can't get back on food stamps, right? And so it's really like dire urgent. And so really trying to like put this together so that this can be a saving grace for them, but it also will, one, help to get them in motion, right? So they're doing things with their neighbors, they're getting out of their house, they're starting to like build that up. I just lost my thought, and the other piece to that, and I speak about this every once in a while, so Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? It talks about the physiological needs of breathing, food, water, and they're saying, so belonging is like the 3rd one up. It's physiological needs, then safety, then belonging, then esteem, then self-actualization. What they're saying now is belonging is down with air and water, that people desperately need that in order to survive. And so the idea of people getting to know their neighbors and feeling like they're a part of something, belonging somewhere, I'm hoping that it starts to like improve the energy of our community doing that work. I have one more piece of paper that was another part of this, and I don't remember what we put all this together, working with Katrina, having meetings around that, and so then I partnered with Illinois Commission to End Hunger and Illinois Extension, because they're having a thing Thursday at the library. I don't know if any of you are attending, from 3 until 4:30. It's around like what the impact is on the new rules with food stamps. But then they're having another one on June 1st, and I asked them if I could come in after they do their focus group and pitch this idea. And so I told them I would promote their event to get people's input on how it's impacting them, and then they would allow me the time to share this idea. And so then at the same time, the Job Center of Lake County will be there to share with people some of the other ways that they can get hours. DHS will be there, because if someone has something going on and they actually can't do the hours, they can apply for what's the word, where you,
An extension or
not an extension,
variance?
but a what?
Variance?
Like a,
Like a hardship or something?
yeah, so it'll excuse you from doing the hours.
Okay.
And so DHS will be there and they can just go right up then and file that, so then they'll get back on their food stamps. And then we'll also have our general assistance case manager there, because the number of people that don't even realize that they could have access to like somebody that could support them every month, plus, $450 to help them get by until they can get to work. And then we have the twice a month support group for everybody. We really think that it could be a huge benefit. So we're pulling all that together on June 1st. And so we're looking at that being the launch of the Zion Together Love Thy Neighborhood project.
Do you have to show proof of your hardship?
I don't know the answer to that. They're not very strict.
Okay,
And so,
all right.
yeah. So I put together a packet with a flyer for the June 1st event, and it's got 5 of the little handouts. So if you come across anybody that is struggling with the food stamp situation and they're being disconnected, have them come to this event, and we can help them to address that. So a lot of moving pieces with it. Did you have a question or no? Okay, just check. But yeah, but what I'm really hoping is that we start to have neighborhoods that like really want to start knowing each other, and that will take on becoming a Zion Together neighborhood. And there's all kinds of other ideas that Chris and Ronell had put together with that the first weekend in August being Zion Together Days, and having competitions in the Park District, letting people golf for free and do the pool for free if they have their t-shirt. And they had worked out all of those, and then we couldn't get neighborhoods to do it, so. And so in the meantime, I'm gonna be working with True Conglomerate to do a video that showcases it, and we'll have that on ZionTogether.com. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. So yeah, if anybody wants to be there for any of it, on June 1st, and if you want more information, if you have anybody that you'd like me to talk to, I would love to be able to promote this any way I can to move it forward, so. Continuing to build the Zion that we know we have the potential to be. And so, that's all I got, and I'm really sorry, Cheryl, you can just like do a quick summary right now. It's like, oh man. And so
the event at the library is the same day as your line dancing, right? That Monday? Is it on Mondays,
No,
June
that's-
1st, line dance at the Township from 5:30?
Yep,
It is? Okay.
from 5:30 to 6:30, so I won't be there the first night, but Erica will be there.
Okay.
She'll be running it. Thank you for making it clear. I should probably put it on my calendar. And so, yeah. So is there anything else to come before the board? That's enough, right? And then is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.